Hookah again. I'm actually going to be doing a review today on Azure tobacco. I've never had a chance to try Azure tobacco before, but lately I've seen a lot of hype on it on Reddit, and a lot of people have been doing written reviews for it, and I actually haven't had a chance to ever try this tobacco. I went ahead and I ordered 4 flavors from the Gold line, which I will be doing reviews on all 4. Today we're going to be doing a review on a flavor called Limoncello. I also ordered Winter Rose, Cairo Kryptonite, I believe is the other one. It's like a cherry mint flavor, and Barista's Choice, which is a coffee flavor. I know that a lot of the flavors that I've seen a lot of people talking about on Reddit have been a lot of like lemon muffin, stuff like that. But I kind of want to go with the offbeat flavors that maybe no one has done a review on or hasn't really ordered or hasn't had a chance to try. It gives you more of a broad idea about what their line is really about. Now, as always, I am trying the flavor for the first time on camera. I haven't tried this flavor before. I haven't smoked it yesterday, today, nothing. This is the first time I opened the package today. I got a smell of it, which, as a matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into that once I tell you my setup. I have an Amira Osaka Hookah. I have a Alpaca Laruk bowl and a Cloud Lotus 2.0, which is very beautiful, by the way. And all right, let's get started. So, as you can see, we got some Azure Gold Line Premium Tobacco. One thing that I noticed off the bat, which I'm going to show you guys when I went ahead and opened it, was that the cut on it is actually pretty finely cut. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get this well into the camera frame there, if you can actually see inside, but the actual cut is medium to very small and small, which is great because it makes it really easy to pack. I decided to go ahead and pack it medium to dense pack, so kind of like a hybrid between a fluff pack and a dense pack, just right in the middle, not Tangiers, not Nachla, for example. So it's just right in the middle, which was really easy to do because this tobacco isn't overly juicy, which is great, even though it's kind of what fummables are for. But I liked it when it's not as juicy, it's a little bit dry. I'm not saying that it is dry, it is quite juicy, but it is definitely drier than, for example, Social Smoke. I find it to be kind of in the middle, not as dry as Nachla, not as juicy as Social Smoke. Start off by telling you guys about the smell of this tobacco. It smells a lot like lemon. Lemon zest would probably be the thing that I would compare this to the most. I know that the flavor is limoncello, like the Italian liqueur. I've actually had limoncello in the past quite a bit, and it is delicious. If you haven't had it, definitely recommend buying a bottle and getting some, if you're over 21. But the smell is really good. It does remind me, it has a subtle sweetness to it that does remind me of the liqueur itself, like sort of a sugary type of smell to it. It's artificial for sure, but it does smell like natural lemon zest, which is great because anything that's natural flavored is going to usually smoke really well. So as far as the smell goes, I mean, it smells great. Now, I'm using 3 titanium flat coals. Titanium flats are my go-to coals most of the time. I feel like they work really well with this HMD on this bowl, so that's usually how I start my hookahs. I believe I've had the coals sitting on there now for about maybe 8-9 minutes, just about while I was setting up to make the video for you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and take the first initial drags. Hopefully we get a lot of smoke off the bat. If not, then it's just gonna take a couple puffs to start up, so bear with me. And let's get into it. All right, off the bat, we got clouds. That's a good sign. Little purge. The smoke was slightly harsh. Might be from the way that I packed it. Not ever really smoking this before. This type of tobacco, I'm not sure how much heat it can actually take. So bear with me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna plop the top of the Lotus off. Let it get a little bit less heat. I can get more of that flavor in. Initial thoughts on the flavor are actually it tastes like a muffin, and I'm not sure if it's because it's slightly harsh right now. Lemon muffin or a like lemon cake, for example. All right, now we're definitely getting a lot more lemon zest flavor in there now that it's not as harsh. So, would I say that it tastes exactly like limoncello liqueur? No. Is it a good flavor? So far, yes. On the inhale, you have little to no flavor. You get a little bit of sensation on the tongue, which is kind of hard to explain. Not sure where that's coming from because I usually only experience that with mint flavors that are heavily mentholated. but you do get a little bit of a hint of something on the tongue. I just can't pinpoint it yet. Now on the exhale though, you get a ton of lemon. It's lemon zest. If you've ever zested a lemon to go ahead and make like some lemon chicken or anything like that, and you start smelling that lemon when you're zesting it, that is exactly what it tastes like and exactly what it smells like. If you were to put that in your mouth, and it is really good. Starting to get now slightly sweet. See, this is what I like about doing my reviews completely live and not tasting the tobacco beforehand, is you guys can see my thought process behind what flavor, what it tastes like, my initial thoughts, the hints that I'm getting. It's starting to sweeten up a little bit, so it's tasting more like a lemon candy, kind of like a lemon head, but more on the lemon zest side of it, which is real nice. The clouds are nice. They're thinning out a little bit just because I don't have the top of the lotus on, but it allows me to get the maximum flavor out of it. So that is kind of what I'm going for. It is more importantly for me is being able to tell you guys what it tastes like and whether it's a good buy or not, which is what's important. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put the HMD back on. Let's see if we get some thicker clouds. All right, clouds are nice. So let's jump into the actual review of this tobacco. After a couple more puffs, actually. Just want to be sure that I get you guys the best review possible. All right, smoke quality is great if you're able to do O's. That's one thing I kind of base it off of most of the time, is whether I can make really nice O's with it or not. And definitely, it's nice, fluffy white clouds, which is great. So smoke quality, I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 on that. The buzz is non-existent. I'm really used to smoking blonde leaf tobacco, so for me, getting a buzz out of it is almost impossible. I will say this though, Alfaker, I know that you guys claim to be low nicotine tobacco and washed, but every time that I smoke it, it gives me an insane buzz, which is insane because I smoke social smoke daily. I smoke, all kinds of tobacco daily, and doesn't give me a buzz like Alfaker does, or knockoff, for example, or in Tangiers. Obviously, we know those are the black leaf tobaccos, and they're a lot stronger. So, no buzz out of this, which is nice for a casual smoker, somebody that's starting to, smoke. If you guys haven't tried the Azure line, initial impressions are it's easy to pack. The heat management, it looks like in the beginning you need to take a little bit of heat off, so maybe don't have the cover on your HMD, and then plop back on after a couple of puffs, and it shouldn't be harsh because right now it's smoking really well, no harshness whatsoever, which is great. I'll give that a 10 out of 10 on the harshness scale. Now, break down the flavor. It's got sweetness to it, and it's got lemon. It reminds me a lot of limoncello, reminds me a lot of lemon zest, kind of a hybrid between the two. It's a really good flavor. I'm gonna give the flavor a 9 out of 10. The reason I'm giving the flavor a 9 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10, is because I wish I had mint in it. But I do know that the Azure line has an Arctic lemon, or winter lemon, I believe that it's called, which I wanted to order, but it was out of stock, so I wasn't able to get it, and I went with limoncello. I'm a huge fan of mint. If you guys know, if you watch any of my other videos, mint is like my #1 reviewed flavor and my #1 flavor that I smoke on a daily basis. So I do wish there was a little bit of mint in this. I probably will mix it at some point, but the flavor on its own is actually very good. It's very lemony, it's got that super zest to it, and I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 based on that. As far as the cut goes, the packaging, it's a 10 out of 10 for sure. I love when the tobacco is cut well. Another thing that I've noticed, and I'm not sure if it's true for this company because as you saw, I only got a 100-gram pack, was when you tend to go for the bigger packs, the tobacco tends to be less finely cut. That goes where a lot of brands like Fumari, once you go into like their kilo, for example, the tobacco, you'll find some really long pieces in there and a lot more stems. But when you're actually got like their 100-gram packs, it's really nice and finely cut. So that's something I really can't opinionate on. Maybe you guys have some insight and you could drop down in the comments below, or if you're watching me on Reddit, you can maybe leave a comment and let me know if the bigger packaging has a different cut of the tobacco. But as far as the tobacco goes for this, the cut it's great. I mean, it's easy to pack. It's so simple when you don't have to like cut individual stems or cut long pieces and stuff like that. So as an overall, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. The only downside that I find on this flavor is just that I wish it had mint, but that's a personal preference. And it being a personal preference means that just because I don't like a certain thing about it, you might not, feel the same way that I do. And you might actually end up completely loving this flavor, or maybe the way that you pack it and smoke it might be a little bit different from me, and you might get a completely different sense of it. But I would definitely recommend that you go ahead and order this flavor. If you guys haven't tried it, definitely go ahead and try it. I think it's a really good flavor. It's not much negative to say about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and drop me a follow if you can. I also do have, as I said in another one of my videos, live streaming some reviews on Twitch is in the future plans. I will probably be on Reddit, which is Hookah_lads as well, by the way. If you want to go ahead and ever message me on there, ask me any questions if I don't get back to you on YouTube comments. But I do plan to stream on probably Twitch and YouTube Live at the same time, and you guys are going to be able to ask me any questions, ask me to pack any tobacco, how I pack it, the whole packing process, everything will be done live, which will be really good because it's feedback in the now. You can ask me questions that I might not have addressed in the video. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in many more videos. Thank you.